Hi everybody, it's Tina Plackinger. Welcome to my channel. I gotta do something with this stool. Hi. I just got home. I had to run into town and pick up some things. And I'm sort of excited because I have a pistol grip grease gun, and I got to say that for our friend Denny, because he was the one that told me to get my shotgun and shoot the snake and then bury it. Yeah, I don't have a shotgun. That one particular thing I don't have. I tried to get one, but every time I went, there was a big song and dance at the stores numerous times. So we all know who watches me, and so they don't want me to have a shotgun. They would rather, I have something else and miss. But so anyways, I got a pistol grip grease gun for the axles on the mower, because the wheels are flying off because they've never been greased. I think I have like 125 hours on the mower, and 2 weeks ago, there's a lot of spiritual warfare going on since I started reading the book of Revelation. Everything from the wheel flying off the lawnmower to a 6-foot snake in the laundry utility room, to a $90 check being stolen and changed into $4,090. I mean, all kinds of wacky things are going on. But this is my pistol grip grease gun. Okay? Now, to me, that's very exciting. I got the guy to put the grease in for me, so all I got to do is shove that on those little things and pull the trigger, I guess. So that's pretty neat. I'm thrilled about it. I have very much changed, telling you that I am excited about something like this. But when you're a targeted individual in a small town where organizations run the community and everybody listens, it's pretty tough. You got to do things on your own, and you have to learn how to do things on your own. I had a guy here one time from the church, and I was so excited because he was coming from the church. I'd known him for several years. He was showing up, and he showed me how to change the oil and the filter and do all kinds of things, and I thought, this is really terrific, until we sat on the back deck and I made coffee. And then he started to talk about his penis and all kinds of wacky things. And the next morning in church, people couldn't keep the smirk off their faces. It was just absolutely devastating to me. So, yeah, it's always been, whenever I rely on anybody, it's always been this, and then... So I have to do things myself. I had to run into town to get that this morning. It was special ordered for me. And you know that I don't like to deal with going into town. They don't want me in town. So I have to be pretty hard up to go into town. And so while I was there today, I thought, well, before I turn into a grease monkey here, where the hair goes up and, I change my clothes and I'm out there, in the shed underneath the mower, I may as well do this video. And I want to do this video on self-care. But anyways, let me finish my story about going into town. So then I ran to the grocery store, the one I told you about a couple weeks ago. And, I said hello, and the lady said hello and smiled, and, I literally was running through the aisles with, my few things that I needed. And then I ran to the hardware store, okay? And now that's a place that they don't want me, okay? But they're the only hardware store around, and they have everything. And the people that work there really know a lot. And, you know, they want me out of there, in and out of there so fast that I'm always greeted at the door. What is it that we can get you? I tell them, they go get it, and I'm out of there in like, you know, less than 5 minutes. So today I needed some deck screws because the shoddy job that the guy did for me in the front there, anyways, I needed some deck screws. So I got those, and I literally, I have my, what are these, A6? A6 running shoes. I literally was running out of the hardware store, and the manager piped up and said, you know, slow down, you know, and I was mad at him because when I was gone for 20 months and I went there to get something, you know, he I mean, if you're going to talk about, yeah, that's the girl that, you know, they stole all that money from and put cameras in her house, and after she was raped, they watched her, and, you know, the neighbors watched her, and all that. You know, if you're going to talk about, and wait till I leave. At least wait till I leave, man. Don't, like, before I even get to my vehicle in the parking lot, start talking to, you know, a group of guys pointing the finger at me, man. You know, I was mad at them. But today I smiled at everybody. I said, hey, hello. You know, got in there, and like I said, literally, I was like, I'm going to show my age here, but I was like O.J. Simpson running through the airport for the Hertz commercial. That's what I was doing today. So, yeah, you know, it's really weird because it's, you know, you get mad at people, and then the next time you see them, it's like they have this different personality. It's like they're not, I don't know, man, it's weird. I know Zeph talks about stuff like that. Zeph is my professor, you know. I think all teachers need a professor, and he's mine. And he talks about stuff like that, how they change, and it's demons jumping in and out and things like that. So, yeah, I wanted to read a little bit here about treading on serpents today regarding self-care. Just, you know, I did that video yesterday sitting outside, and, you know, here I've got my hair pulled back, and, you know, I've got all this gray hair up underneath, and, you know, I thought to myself, oh my God, you know, I talked to somebody yesterday. I think he's a targeted individual, but he's not targeted like me, okay? And I was almost like feeling sort of, I hate to use the word ashamed because I don't want to put that on myself, but I was interviewed once, and the guy said to me on the phone before the interview that, you know, people like you, even when you don't look your best. People like you. Even when you don't look your best, he said it twice so that I heard him. And I have to tell you, they make sure that I can't look my best. I can't go for services, you know. Do you know that my mom, who's 87 now, she won't come out here unless I have a hairdresser lined up for her. One of those old lady hairdressers that do the roll and then stick them underneath the dryer. Yeah, so I was raised with a mom who always had her nails done and always went once a week to get her hair done. So I was raised that way. So, you know, for my mom and I, we spend time together. We have spent a lot of times together, you know, getting our hair done and getting our nails done and then going out, you know, for lunch and things like that. And I don't have that opportunity. I've tried to do that here, and it doesn't work out for me. You know, I've gone to a hairdresser, and the lady just fried my hair. That's how I got turned on to that product. When? Because she just fried it. Okay, and then I went back to her, and I knew she felt bad, but she had to do what she was told to do. Then I went to another lady, and she said, well, to get a perm, you need 2 perm solutions. Yeah, she used 2 perm solutions so that she could dump one of them down my back so that my shirt stunk. Because, see, my mom and I, we went somewhere to a hairdresser far away, and so we were going to get our hair done and then go out. And so that was a horrible experience. And then I went to a guy, it doesn't matter if they're gay, if they're straight, if they're little old lady hairdressers, or they're really high-tech, hairdressers. It doesn't matter. I went to this guy, $40 for a haircut, and I told him, yeah, I need it cut, but make sure I can put it up because, I'm busy around here. Plus I have dogs. I can't have my hair in my face. I got to pull it back. And so what he did was he took, without me knowing, the pieces right down here in the back, and I know Patty will understand this, and he cut them like this, right down here. Do you know how long I had to look at that and think of that violation? Every time I put my hair up, it would grow and it would grow and it would grow, and then it would stick out like this because it wouldn't reach the ponytail. These people have just done horrendous things to me. Getting a $1,200 dental cap put on my tooth. They didn't glue it down, knowing that my mother and I were going to a local restaurant here afterwards, and it came out. And so we had to leave the restaurant. They were just waiting for me to come back. $1,200, $1,500. Oh, yeah, we'll help you with your credit card. No problem, as long as, they get all that money, but they're going to have some fun along the way. So it's very hard for me to take care of myself and have services. So I've been, attempting to, and I don't want dye on my scalp. It's too close to the brain. I don't want to do that. I've done that for years. I don't want to do that. So my mom says, oh, well, let me send you a bottle of rinse. So she sent me some rinse from Chicago. Do you ever use rinse? It sounds real easy. Oh, yeah, wash your hair and then rinse it with this and you'll look, great. Oh, yeah, that's real fun, that rinse. When you're done putting all that stuff on your hair, you got to wipe the walls down and the cupboards and everything because you got black or dark spots from the color of the hair all over the place. It's very difficult. It's very, very difficult. And they've done that to me on purpose. So, when you see me and I pull my hair back and I got all this gray, you know what? I've tried. And I'm trying different things and trying to do certain things myself. I think I did a pretty good job cutting it. But it is what it is. And I just have to look at it like, well, I do the best that I can. I kind of make a fool out of myself sometimes trying a product. And then, I look like I just dumped, dark stuff on the top of my head. And it's just, it's like, oh my gosh. So it's a very humbling experience trying to take care of yourself when you're a targeted individual. It really is. You have to learn how to do things yourself, and it's hard. It's very, very hard. So, well, anyways, what I want to do with all of that, and I needed to say all that, is I want to read something special here. My channel is not fancy, and you guys all know that. So, you guys all know that. So, I'm thinking about starting a new. I have some ideas. I'd like to do an uncensored thing. Call it uncensored, or Tina Plackinger Uncensored. And I'd like to talk about stuff that we don't talk about. And I'd like for it to be uncensored. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking about it. Try to put a little humor in it, because a lot of the stuff is funny, and it's some of the stuff is a little bit embarrassing, but we all go through it. We're all in the same boat. Nobody talks about certain things that we've been deprived of, and so it's just an idea. But anyways, here's May 5th. I hope we can get through it. I'm afraid it's going to be a little long, and I might get cut off. So, I'm going to do May 6th. It's much shorter. Okay. We carry this burden with no earthly way out. Targeted individuals cannot rely on humanity for anything. Such a predicament lands us on a course where we must totally rely on God. Jesus is our only means of hope for freedom. He uses our trouble to make us strong. Our burdens help us to develop wings of eagles. Eagles never fly in the storm, but rather soar far above it. Being like an eagle is like taking the higher road, flying far above gangstalkers who are like crows and cannot reach such heights. The only way a crow can fly with an eagle is if the eagle lowers himself. Okay, the affirmation scripture for today is from Isaiah 40:31. I will trust in the Lord and find new strength. I will soar high on wings like eagles. I shall run and not grow weary. I shall walk and not be faint. Amen. Before my glasses get too steamed up here, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate you a whole lot. And before I get cut off, God bless you, and I will see you soon.